turn your magic on. With me she'd say everything you want to dream away. We are legends every day. That's what she told me. Turn your magic on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make your way into the ballroom as quickly as possible so that we can begin the next session on time. Please make your way into the ballroom and take your seats for our next session. Thank you. Turn your magic on. And then she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds taking shape. We are diamonds taking shape. Ladies and gentlemen, the next part of this afternoon's session is about to begin. Please go into the ballroom now and take your seats. The next part is about to begin. Thank you.
See
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Fortune Alan Murray.
Thank you. Welcome back from break. Hope everybody, come on, everybody come in now. You're going to want to be here for this. I hope you got your blood flowing. I'm very excited about this next interview. You may not think that insurance is the most exciting industry in the world. But when you hear about what Tom Wilson and Allstate have been up to in the last few years, I'm telling you, from telematics to big data to identity management, autonomous driving, you know, California can have Elon Musk. The center of the country has Tom Wilson. Please welcome him out now.
Thank you.
Why don't you sit in the far chair? All right, so Tom, Allstate is 1 year older than Fortune.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
87, right? Mm-hmm. Yep, and Fortune is 88. So you've been at this for a long time, been doing been doing insurance, but I'll bet, given the kinds of things you've been working on, that the industry's probably changed more in the last 10 years than it did in the 77 years before that.
I think that's right, yeah. Certainly the last 10 years have been an amazing change because of, computing power, telephony, digitization of photos. It's changed our whole world.
So talk about some of those things that you're doing, some of the technology changes.
Okay, can I go back to your opening comment for just a second?
About you instead of Elon Musk?
No, about insurance.
Okay.
So when you ask college students what industry you want to come in, I think insurance comes up at like 149 or something. Out of maybe 200, maybe we get a break, but right above owning your own fishing boat. Which, if you ever watch Deadliest Catches, like not really a good program.
Got it, because it sounded pretty good to me.
That said, if you're interested in insurance, we have data, we have analytics, we have investments, we have marketing, we have people issues, we have all kinds of technology issues. So it really is not an industry that I thought I was going to be in. It was interesting when I got in 23 years ago, and today it's just moving at light speed.
Really, data is the part of it that.
Well, data. Yeah, we're a customer-focused data company, I guess is the way I would say it. So we, help protect people from life's uncertainties, but we use data to do that. So we have something like, I don't know, like 11,000 terabytes of data or something like that. We do 35 billion transactions a year, and most of this stuff just happens these days.
With that, I want to get back to the stuff you're doing specifically in insurance, but that gets to a really significant question for the conversation that we're having here, because one of the sort of underlying trends of many of these conversations is, can you become a tech company? We all have to become tech companies, or will you be beaten by some digital native? And so I made the joke about Elon Musk, but when you think about it, is some digital native going to come up and do it better than you? One of the advantages that you have that no one can match is the data, right? I mean, that enables you to do things that no one else can do.
It is. So having data, but there's also your customer base. So you can have a great idea, but in our business, if you don't have any data, you can't make it happen. So we see a lot of startups. FinTech's gotten very interested in insurance. You see a lot of them come into our space these days, and when they're not working out, they end up usually on our door. Sometimes we're out looking to invest in them. And what you'll see is if they don't have data, they can't make their business model work. The second piece they have to make their business work is customers. And because we have so many customers, it's much easier for us to test and learn and then roll stuff out quickly.
So let's start with claims adjusting, because it's fascinating what you're doing in that area. I don't know how fully rolled out it's been, but can you talk about that a little bit?
So claims, let's take, I'll do both auto and then home. So if your car gets in a wreck, you got to get fixed, right? So you got to figure out how much it costs to put the fender on and stuff like that. And you used to come to one of our 937 drive-ins, or we would have one of our 4,500 adjusters drive to a body shop or your house or something and kind of look at it and make a guess. And today we have something called Quick Photo App. We're a leader in the industry. It's more than half our drivable cars get this. As you take somewhere between 6 and 22 pictures, we settle the claim in 6 to 7 hours versus 6 to 7 days. No drive-ins, those are all gone. A bunch of the adjusters are no longer needed because we have adjusters in what we call digital operating centers. They're looking at pictures, so they're not spending their time driving around. So if you think about just using talent, we're using their talent 8 hours a day instead of like 3 hours a day because they're looking at cars all day long. And then we've built some technology with body shops because sometimes when it comes in a picture, you can't really tell, right? So you've got to fix some other stuff. We have something called virtual assist. It's like FaceTime for a body shop guy. They sit there and they look at the picture and you settle the claim and off it goes. So, and then in homes, we're using, for like Florence, we use 3 levels of aerial data collection. We use satellite, fixed wing, and drones. And we use that to process the claim. We use it to let our customers know, hey, you can't get back to your house, you'd like to check it out. So it's really about doing a better job for your customers and doing it at a lower cost.
And you're getting good reaction from customers.
Customers love it. Yeah, oh yeah. We have people. We have people who switch. Because they'll have we've had people come into one of our people hit them, one of our customers, and so we have to help them fix. And when they see that, the stuff we have, they switch. So it's really it is definitely customer focused.
I've been thinking about switching myself.
Good, I'll take any day,
we'll
right after we're done here.
DriveWise, talk about DriveWise.
So DriveWise. DriveWise is telematics. And so it's about connecting your car to the world and connecting you to the car. So today, historically, even in the early 2000s, we started to use personal information to determine how risky you were as a driver. So stuff out of your credit file, how many days you're late paying over 90 days and stuff. But we're still guessing on where your car's parked, what age you are, what kind of car you drive. And telematics is we use telephony basically to connect us to you and you to your car to determine exactly how you drive, exactly when you drive, so we can give you a more accurate price. And it's in over 60% of the people get a better price because we have to guess. And when you guess, you don't want to guess wrong. So this enables us to have a better estimate for the individual person.
But don't you worry about the 40% who don't get a better price saying, oh, never mind, I don't want this anymore. I don't want you to take my data.
Yeah, you have to figure out how to manage through it, right? But everybody thinks they're a good driver. so when you say you're a good driver, I'm a great driver.
Can you coach people? Can you let them know what they're doing that got them rated?
Yeah, that's the interesting part because we just hired a woman who does in our marketing department who came in and was telling me, I thought this thing was all messed up. And I realized I'm really not as good a driver as I think I was. The other thing it does is we have a way we can connect to your car, and we're rolling this product out. And this is where I think you can't really think, we don't have to think about ourselves as insurers anymore. If you think of it as an insurance company, that's my space. And if we think, no, we're related to your car and we're connecting to your car, we can do anything we want. We have something called car health. So the person who runs IR for us was going to be late for the earnings call, which is not, in my world, not a good idea. And his engine light came on when he pulled into the parking lot. And he's like, I don't have time to deal with this. I don't understand why the auto companies go, maintenance needed. They could be smarter than that. We've actually decoded all that stuff. By the time he gets to his desk 5 minutes later, there's an email from from Arity, which is our telematics company, that says, here's what's wrong with your car, here's how serious it is, here's about what it'll cost to fix, and here's 3 people you can click through to get it fixed if you want. So now, if you can get that from Allstate, you're going to be a lot less price sensitive on what you pay for insurance, and we're going to be good on insurance.
But how about if he's driving, or she is driving 15 miles an hour over the speed limit on a regular basis?
Well, we turn them in. No,
no,
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. No, I mean, no, because there are some people who think this is a little creepy. It's like your mother is always sitting in the back seat everywhere you drive. You see it all.
We don't. So there's a couple things. One is some work we still need to do. The other thing I would say is about people. Most people, when you say, oh, do you want to give up your information? They're like, no. The reality is you're all giving up your information every day. You do it for free search. So that whole data market. Yeah, I do. We all do it. And that whole data market has not yet gotten created yet. What we find is if you tell people you might save money on insurance, they're happy to give us the data. even if they speed. Now, we don't like give them a demerit each time they speed. If over time you're always driving like 90 miles an hour, you're going to pay less. So we actually have to change. The work we still need to do is how do we communicate that to customers without making them actuaries? Like today we'll say you had too many hard braking incidents. And you're like, well, yeah, but the only reason I was braking because this jerk cut me off. Right. And you're like, well, where you're not going 90 miles an hour, it might not have happened, right? So they don't remember that part. So we're trying to find a way to communicate to them and talk about what kind of driver you are. So you might be do you live in the city?
No.
No. Okay. So you might be an aggressive urban commuter.
Yes.
Like, and then if I said you're an aggressive urban commuter,
particularly
like,
in the evenings.
Okay, like I got that. So I should pay for being an aggressive urban commuter, as opposed to, Alan, we noticed you went 82 miles an hour twice on, Long Island or something, and that would be a problem.
But you'll let me know I'm an aggressive urban commuter,
We'll let you
so
know
I can cut back if I.
Yeah, and we'll tell you how to be a better driver, how to be, how to corner differently.
And Tom, we're just at the beginning of this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, particularly as you move towards autonomous driving and the data that you'll be able to collect and the kinds of things you'll be able to do. Can you cast 10 years forward into the future and tell us what Allstate's going to be doing?
Yeah, well, first, at the beginning, we've been doing this since 2010. We have 1.2 million people connected right now where we pull data every day.
Amazing.
We have about over 40 billion miles of data. So 10 years, all insurance, auto insurance could be priced this way. I think, even because right now we're paying to collect it because we got the app on your phone and we got this device in your phone.
So if you say, hey, I don't want to give you all my data, you'll just have to pay a higher price.
It won't matter. Yeah, but I think in the end, there's so much data available on your movement. Like we can tell from your cell phone whether you're driving or not. We can tell which seat of the car you're in. We can tell whether it's in your left hand, your right hand. I mean, you have no secrets.
So Tom, let me.
You and Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh God, you're scaring me. But let me ask you about something else because I know you care about this a lot. You talked about if somebody here has an accident, they take out their cell phone, they take 6 pictures, they send it in, the claim's taken care of. Claims adjusters are losing their jobs. How do you think about the job implications of this technology?
Yeah, that's a big problem for America, I think. Is particularly service businesses. The combination of fast computing power, digital recognition technology, using pictures, is just going to rip through the service industry and take lots of jobs out. And so we got to be thinking about what we're going to do to employ those people. I think my own view is it's going to be faster than we all go through the industrial age. And like we used to have people did microfiche and then they put stuff on computers and now they don't, it goes to the cloud. I think it's going to be faster than that. So I think we have to work on getting them deployed. We're working on it, but I don't think we have an answer yet. We're calling it really the concept of employability and thinking about your employees as customers, not as supplicants, I pay, you do, but as customers. So you come to us, you give us your talent, your time, your expertise, and then that's what you're paying, and then we pay you to do that. So that's part of the customer value proposition. Part of the customer value proposition now for employees is going to be about employability. So how do we make sure they are employable, not just with us, but any place? And we haven't cracked that code. We took about 40 million out of the tax savings we got this year. We've set it aside on an annual basis to try to invest more in employability. But we haven't cracked the code.
I've heard people use the phrase training out. You always trained in. You bring in people, you have to train them. But training out, you make sure that people leave you with skills that are marketable.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's an interesting way. I hadn't heard that. It's an interesting way to think about it. You also got to train them to do your job. So we're just taking 4,000 people through data and analytics training this year of our senior leaders in the company. So the top 4,000 people are going through data analytics training. Even though we got 1,700 data people in the company, those aren't the people who need to be trained. It's everybody else that needs to be trained. Like, this stuff actually works, and you should use it.
Do you have any problem getting the data people and the technical people that you need? Will they come to work for Allstate if you're 149 on the list of?
We actually, once people see what we're doing, no, we don't.
Yeah.
And we get people from all the big, all the FANGs, because they're not all, they're all big companies too. Like I know everyone thinks like they're not big companies, they're giant companies. They got the same issues we got.
Do you have nap pods, free food?
We have 700 people over here in the Martha's breakfast there every morning. But the other thing we've done is we have worldwide sourcing. So we have about 2,500 people in Northern Ireland. We have Bangalore and Pune. Yep. We just opened an office in Phoenix. We got a place in Irving. So what we do is we have 7 different talent centers, and we just say, like, get them wherever you can get them. The hardest part is getting them all to work together. Like, we haven't quite figured that out yet.
Yeah, I've taken up too much of your time. It's so fascinating. But anybody have a question for Tom Wilson? Way there in the back. I'm sorry, I know the paddle wasn't there. I just couldn't see.
That's right. Hi there, Dan Michaud with Arup. We're a global built environment consultancy. Have you had any issues with the rights and ownership of all the data you collect? And can you talk about what you're doing for sort of a future state with that data as all those laws and policies are evolving?
So no, in the telematics area and the other places, we either buy the data, and so we have rights to use it for what we want, or in telematics we accumulated it. Currently works, it's ours. That said, you're at an interesting point which we're trying to, so I think at Allstate, we're not trying to just react to change, we're trying to create change and drive change. And one of the things I would like to do is change the market for individual data. Right now, it's the way I describe it, I'm working on this op-ed, which is, got to make sure it's politically correct, but it's... You're
going to publish it in Fortune?
Maybe, if you give me some space.
Yeah, we'll do it. Right. Cliff,
it's
cut
about
this deal right now?
It's gold for beads. Right?
Gold
for beads. So remember beads, right? So when people first came, Europeans first came to America, they swapped beads for gold. And data, we gave up all our data without really knowing what it was worth. The people we gave it to really didn't know what it was worth either, okay? And so it seemed like a fair deal. And today, we all know it's worth a lot of money. And we kind of accept the fact that we get a little better customer offering, or it's a little, the ads are more towards me. But that's not really, so I'd like to change. So we just bought a identity protection company.
Yep.
And we've been working on
InfoArmor.
Yeah, InfoArmor. And we're working on, we've been working for a couple of years on a product called Digital Safety, which is enable you to help you manage your digital profile. I'd like to change that data marketplace and turn it on its head. And I think there's a way to do it. And I don't think it's through getting the government to decide what you can and can't use it
But
for.
you're kind of, in your way, doing it already, right? You're giving people money, real value, for giving you their data.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well, it's just...
You just need to make that an ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah. Question right here.
Hi, Karen Sauter from Google. You mentioned this transformation you've made. What was the role of the board in that? We were just talking about how boards should be pushing. Were they supportive to your plan, or were they part of driving your change?
Our board's been very supportive on everything from investing more money in people just to make sure they're employable, even if it doesn't necessarily, I can't translate it into like our profit. As well as all the technology change, but we set it up to do that. So like we've picked the people based on what we think we needed. So Mike Eskew is the person who helped digitize UPS, turn left, turn right, all that kind of stuff. And when we were starting to go through this, I was looking for somebody that had that kind of expertise. So my standpoint, you pick the board to help you do what you need to do, as opposed to pick the board to help you do what you want to do.
One very quick last piece of advice to all the people out here who are going through the kind of reinvention that you started a decade ago at Allstate.
It's about believing. I think it's always interesting to me how people in established companies think that people in startups or in the big FANGs or anything know more than they do. They don't. They know more than you know. You know more than they know about your business. And you have more resources than they do, and so it's just about driving change.
That's no offense to this
no
woman
offense
from
to Google. I mean, Google's a giant company too, like whatever.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Great conversation. Thank you. Don't take the big step.
So our next guest wants the food industry to reclaim the estimated 200 billion of perfectly good food lost in an inefficient system. In the process, he wants to help